Have you ever watched a band that you personally knew and loved kind of make that shift from obscurity to popularity and watch it change them, possibly for the worse?
Yes, Against Me is the band.
Sweater in my bag.
Look, we listened to Reinventing Axl Rose in the van today, and me and my friend Ian were loving it. We were even talking about maybe we were going to start an Against Me cover band that's going to play their first 2 albums.
Crime
what they
included?
do... Oh, maybe. Might do some crime songs.
You don't like crime?
No, I like it very much. But I mean, like, I was talking about Reinventing Axl Rose and what the fuck is it, Eternal Cowboy. But like now, it makes me so pissed off to listen to their song, I Was a Teenage Anarchist, where he was like, oh, that shit was stupid. Which is obviously just him trying to say, you know, I decided that I like money more than I like being a punk, which I guess is fine.
The revolution
but now
was
for
a
him,
lie, right?
the revolution was not a lie. The lie is that you changed for any reason besides making money, Tom Gable of Against Me. You can't fool me. I used to love you, but now I hate you. Okay, I don't hate him. I'm sure he's a nice guy.
Probably.
But it pisses me off to see him trying to say, like, you know, because punk ethics continue to exist, that makes me look like an asshole because I used to talk about that stuff and now I don't anymore. And so rather than owning that and, you know, being strong enough to say that, you know, my priorities have changed as I've gotten older and, you know, now I want money and, you know, it's not my place to say that that's not fine. Because maybe it is, I don't know. It's not for me at this point in my life, but maybe it's for him. And I can't judge that. But I can say that just because you decided that you wanted money more doesn't mean that punk ethics aren't still important, or maybe more important than ever now that you and your swell pals are, you know, using the most accessible bits of it to build your fortunes. So you know what, go ahead and make $1 billion with Butch Vig or whoever else, you know? But don't talk shit about punks, because you used to be one and now you like money. I could go on and on, but...
I believe it. Do you think the adverse is true? Have you seen some bands do that? I don't know if you know Dillinger 4.
I know about them, but I never really listened to them.
There's bassist Patty's gone into another band that's really a lot about punks growing up and, you know, taking their daughters to the park and appreciating public health care.
I mean, that's the thing, because like punk ethics really can be a sustainable thing, you know? We should be able to be punks for our whole life, you know? Maybe that doesn't mean that I can always be a punk rocker, you know? As a young man, I'm young and strong enough and I, you know, am able to live as much of a selfish existence as I do, that I can tool around in this van for however many hundreds of days a year and like, you know, not make too much money and be a punk rocker and stuff. But I'm not going to be able to do that when I'm 40, you know. I couldn't have a child right now, and maybe I would want to have a child someday. And when that day comes, I can't be a punk rocker anymore, but I can still be a punk. Because punk is all about ethics. Punk's not about guitars and stuff. So I don't know. I've seen people like Against Me saying that punk sucks just because they're a little older and grittier. Makes me mad.
Do you have a favorite Against Me record?
Yeah, Reinventing Axl Rose.
Yeah.
Record is awesome. And Eternal Cowboy also is great. And Crime is great. And that acoustic EP that they had is awesome.
The untitled track on that. It's a fantastic one.
That song is awesome. That's quite the wrongly forgotten Against Me classic. That band kicks ass. I remember when I saw them for the first time when I was like 18, it like blew my mind. And more than even watching them, watching, you know, the kids. And, you know, singing along with all these strangers and like screaming in some stranger's face and having wonderful moments. Now they piss all over it. It makes me mad. The only band that's worse than them is Gallows. But we're not gonna get into that.
No? Okay.
But fuck Against Me and fuck Gallows.
Fuck Gallows.
Yeah, they suck as well. This quote-unquote hardcore band from England.
Getting back to you guys for a second.
Gasface. Whoa, sorry, buddy. You're getting me too worked up.
Sorry.
Yeah. Why did we even start talking about this?
You like Against Me, I used to like Against Me, you used to like Against Me. We're both angry they suck now. And
yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah. But
And you know what? Even that supposed former Clarity record had a couple okay songs on it. Problems, that song was cool.
that was.
Don't Lose Touch, that was a good one.
I didn't like that one as much. Problems is good.
Problems was good.
Lastly, more positive note for you guys, as you know, the band that you are today, evolving, doing everything. What do you feel is for you the most important part of your live performance? Most important part or parts aspect?
I guess the kids. Because really, we do pretty much the exact same thing every night. Spoiler alert, it's not really that spontaneous. So, most of the variables really come from the assembled masses. You know, if they're ready to have a good time, then we're going to have a great time. If they're not, we're still going to try and have a good time, and hopefully they'll come around. But, the attitude of the audience and how up for it they are is probably usually the deciding factor. What we do is really quite secondary.
So what is it you guys do? What do you think of, what's important to you about live music, and what do you consider a good live act versus a poor one?
A good live band is one that couldn't be replaced with a television. You know, because sometimes you go see a band and it's just like watching the TV, you know? But, you know, the whole idea of a concert is having the people there. So, I guess that, provides the opportunity for, a connection between the performer and the audience that, couldn't possibly be there on a record or whatever else. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be like the TV. Trying to demonstrate that people do this. It's something that people do. The worst sorts of rock music are like, remove that human element. And here at the concert tonight, you will see that we're all too human.
I'm looking forward to it.
Mark my words, you'll see.
I believe it. Thanks so much again for doing this for us. Any last comments or things you'd like to say to your audience before you head out on stage?
Just that meat is murder.
I'm a vegetarian, right? Are you?
What?
Are you a vegetarian?
I am, but I'm not a vegan.
No?
So maybe it's wrong for me to say.
You can say it anyway.
Animal husbandry, not relevant idea for the 21st century. How about that?
Fair enough. That it?
Sure.
Perfect. Thanks so much for doing this for us again.
Very welcome.
Have a good night on stage.
We have been Citizen Carcass, and you have been a wonderful audience. Good night. Good luck.